For Inside Carolina, I'm Ross Martin alongside Greg Barnes. Greg, we're outside the Dean Dome following UNC's 2018 Media Day. There are a couple major takeaways. One is the lack of a center big man kind of standing out, and the other is Kobe White kind of taking the reins at point guard already, it seems. What were your kind of takeaways from those two topics?
Well, I think with the Kobe White situation, he was running with the White team. We were able to see practice today, which is nice. I got to see the team go through all their drills and all their scrimmages and those types of things. And he was with the White team. But as Roy told us during the press conference, we're only 6, 7, 8 practices in. By no stretch is the competition done. At some point, we don't know if 7th has been working with the White team rotating. We don't know that quite yet. But the competition will be going on for quite a while. Roy said, even if you kind of put a gun to his head right now, he wouldn't know who would start tomorrow. So a long way to go. But I think we kind of knew that Kobe White probably had a little bit of a lead in the position just because of his explosive scoring ability. He's long, and he's explosive. He's a lot of things that he brings to the table that maybe 7th doesn't. But we still got a ways to go before I think that's finalized.
Yeah, and I spoke with a bunch of returning players, and they're just amazed by his ability to score the ball, to get from one side of the court to the other, and kind of reminding people of what Ty Lawson could do, so quick, so athletic, and can really score through contact and do some amazing things at the basket. So that scoring point guard is kind of what contrasts what 7th Woods can do.
Yeah, and the one thing that kind of stood out to me that Roy said is that he said that Kobe pushes the ball the way he likes. And it doesn't seem to be very often we hear Roy say that, and I think that was a glowing compliment from Kobe.
He always wants players to go, go, go.
Right.
And the second thing that stood out to me was that he made a point to say that no one big man has stood out from the trio of Brandon Huffman, Sterling Manley, and Garrison Brooks. Of course, Brandon Huffman is still out with injury. So the fact that Manley and Brooks hasn't really claimed that spot is a little concerning.
I think so, and I think the fact that Roy said on several occasions, basically, that those guys were not quite where he wanted them to be. They have gotten better. He still needs them to close the gap between potential and kind of where he sees them. And so I think that is a big question. And we've talked a lot this offseason about does Roy stick with the traditional two-man, too big lineup? Does he go small? And very telling to me that Roy did not put up a fight when asked about it, and saying, I do prefer the two bigs, but if it's best for the team, we'll go small, and I don't have a problem doing that.
If they're starting Manley and Brooks, then you have a 5-star Nasir Little sitting there on the bench. Additional notes, Roy went kind of all in and doubled down on never having heard about any of this NCAA scandal, corruption stuff. That was a large part of the press conference. I spoke with Brandon Robinson. He said he's 170 pounds, hasn't gained any weight since freshman year. Anything like that kind of stood out, kind of tidbits that you want to share?
I think that the one that stood out to me is Luke May. He ran a 4.59 mile last year. He topped it this year with a 4.58, which is very impressive. So talking with various players about Luke, and they all said that while last year you can't ask him to do more, he's got some things that he's working on. He's trying to be better. He's taking the approach of, hey, last year kind of showed him what he can do, and he wants to build off of that. So I think that speaks very highly about what Luke May can bring.
And Roy Williams said that Kenny Williams and Cameron Johnson have been the best shooters so far in the preseason, and Cameron Johnson is fully healthy, feels great with the hip surgery, so we expected him to kind of have a better season now he doesn't have to deal with that pain. But yeah, it was a pretty eventful UNC Media Day, always fun here from the Dean Dome. For Inside Carolina, I'm Ross Martin alongside Greg Barnes.